Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, which I created to simplify insurance concepts. I'm a chartered accountant, and after working with various insurance companies, I decided to share my knowledge with a larger audience. So let's dive into today's topic. I'll cover the contents included in the life insurance policy documents in detail, which everyone should be aware of when buying an insurance policy. To start with, we need to understand the difference between a proposal form and a policy document. A proposal form is filled out by the insured when applying for insurance and submitted to the insurance company. Based on this form, the insurance company assesses the risk and decides whether to offer coverage or not. This form includes personal details, health information, and details of the property or items to be insured in case of general insurance. On the other hand, a policy document is a contract between the insured and the insurance company once coverage is offered. It serves as a legal agreement outlining the rights and obligations of both parties. This document contains details such as coverage specifics, plan, type, exclusions, payment schedule, and more. Here is a list of typical contents found in all policy documents. Understanding each section in detail is crucial for making informed decisions and ensuring you get the most out of your insurance policy. Let's go through each one in detail. Basic details. This section records the personal information of the insured individual. It's important to note that the policyholder, the one who purchases the policy and pays the premiums, and the insured, the person whose life is covered by the policy, can be different individuals. Therefore, this section captures the details of both the policyholder and the insured, ensuring clarity on who is covered and who is responsible for the policy. Nomination. This section is crucial as it designates a nominee or beneficiary who will receive the policy benefits if the insured passes away. The policyholder must provide the nominee's basic details such as name, age, and relationship to the insured. This ensures that the benefits are directed to the intended person, providing financial security to the nominee in the event of the insured's death. Policy details. This part of the document includes specific information about the insurance policy. It lists the type of policy, example, term life, whole life, endowment, the name of the policy, and the unique identification number, which is UIN, assigned by the Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India for each product. This helps in identifying and differentiating the policy from others. Premium or coverage details. This section outlines the financial aspects of the policy. It includes the premium payment schedule, for example, monthly, quarterly, annually. The terms of premium payment, example, duration, amount. The coverage benefits provided by the policy, for example, sum assured, additional riders, and the policy term, the duration for which the policy is active. This information helps the policyholder understand their financial commitments and the benefits they are entitled to cover the policy. Important dates. Several dates are mentioned in the policy document. Risk commencement date. This is the date when the insurance coverage actually begins. Policy commencement date. This is the date when the insurance policy is officially issued and comes into effect. It might be the same as the risk commencement date, but in some cases it can be different. The policy commencement date is important for administrative purposes and marks the start of the policy term. And premium due date. This is the due date by which the policyholder must pay the premium to keep the policy active. Premiums can be due monthly, quarterly, annually, or as specified in the policy. Missing this date can lead to a lapse in coverage, meaning the insurance company may not cover any claims made during the period of non payment. The risk commencement date is crucial as it marks the start of the insurance company's obligation. Exclusions. This clause lists situations or conditions for which the insurance company is not obliged to make any claim payments. The insured should read this section carefully to avoid claim rejections. Grace period. This is the time frame, typically 30 days, during which the insured can make overdue premium payments without incurring additional charges. It helps prevent the policy from lapsing due to missed payments. Free look period. This period allows the policyholder post issuance of the policy to review the policy's terms and conditions. If they are not satisfied, they can cancel the policy within 15 to 30 days and receive a refund of the premium paid. Policy status. This section explains various policy statuses. Lapse status. This policy becomes inactive if the policyholder fails to pay the premium within the grace period. The policy can be revived by paying all due premiums and any applicable charges within a specified time frame. Paid up status. The policy remains in force but with reduced coverage when the policyholder stops paying premiums. The sum assured is adjusted based on the premiums paid. Surrender. The policyholder terminates the policy before its maturity date, receiving a guaranteed surrender value and possibly a special surrender value depending on the policy terms. Policy loan. This feature allows the policyholder to borrow money against the cash value of their life insurance policy. The loan amount is typically a percentage of the policy's cash value and it accrues interest. The policyholder can use the loan for any purpose and repayment terms are flexible. However, if the loan and accrued interest are not repaid, the outstanding amount will be deducted from the death benefit or the cash surrender value of the policy. Policy servicing. This involves making changes or updates to an existing insurance policy. If the policyholder needs to update personal details such as address or contact information or modify the premium payment schedule, they must fill out an alteration form provided by the insurance company. Once submitted, the insurance company will verify the information and make the necessary updates to the policy document. This ensures that the policy remains accurate and up to date, reflecting the policyholder's current circumstances and preferences. Assignment. This feature allows the policyholder to transfer their policy rights to another person or entity. This can be done for various reasons, such as using the policy as collateral for a loan. The assignee then gains the right to receive the policy benefits while the original policyholder retains the possibility for premium payments. It's important to notify the insurance company and follow their procedures to ensure the assignment is valid. Claims procedure. This section outlines the steps a policyholder must follow to file a claim and receive benefits under the insurance policy. Grievance. A grievance refers to any complaint or dissatisfaction that a policyholder may have regarding their insurance policy, such as issues with policy changes, claims payment, or any other service provided by the insurance company. If a policyholder has a complaint, they should first contact the insurance company's customer service department. This can often resolve issues quickly and efficiently. If the initial complaint is not resolved to the policyholder's satisfaction, they can escalate the issue to the Grievance Redressal Officer (GRO) of the insurance company. The GRO is responsible for handling and receiving complaints in a fair and timely manner. The policyholder can submit their grievance in writing, via email, or through the company's online grievance portal. The insurance company is typically required to acknowledge the grievance within a specific time frame, usually 3 days, and resolve it within a stipulated period, usually 15 days. The policyholder should receive a written response detailing the resolution or the reasons for any delay. If the policyholder is still not satisfied with the resolution provided by the insurance company, they can approach the insurance ombudsman. The ombudsman is an independent and impartial authority appointed to resolve disputes between policyholders and insurance companies. The ombudsman aims to resolve complaint within a specific time frame, usually 3 months. The decision of the ombudsman is binding on the insurance company, but the policyholder has the option to accept or reject the decision. Duplicate policy. If the policyholder loses the policy, they can request a duplicate policy by submitting the required documents to the insurance company. With this, I conclude today's topic. It's essential to understand the details given in the policy document. This knowledge helps prevent mis-selling and ensures a smoother claims process. If you found today's topic useful, please like and share this video and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you.